Warning, the following movie review is reviewed by a guy who loves horror way too much. He's a huge fucking nerd. The movie actually covers topics such as blood, gore, violence, and sexual assault. If this movie makes you feel uncomfortable, go ahead and, don't watch it. Also, this movie isn't for kids. YouTube, please, it's not for kids. So right here is when drawn into this madness. And this actually gets to my favorite scene of all time in the movie, the bridge. While on the bridge, Samoa Joe and Charlie jaw-jack for a while on commercial break, and during this time being, Samoa Joe intimidates Charlie with a few lines about being suicidal in a way. After they bicker for a while, Charlie tries to leave because Samoa Joe isn't having his shit, but can't due to shock collar, and so decides to make a deal instead. The deal being that Charlie lets him live while he gets to kill the girls. Samoa Joe takes this offer, and after commercial break, fucks with Charlie and kills them both. And now, a tribute to a hero.
Oh, I remember when you were with me. I'm free, I'm careless, I believe. Above the others will fly.
Thank you. Well, I guess he's more than half the man Scott Steiner is, Maybe Archie Skeleton? After all of that bickering and coolness decides, and Samoa Joe's sacrifice, we now enter the Hall of Mirrors, and I can't do it. And they keep fucking arguing with Blue Ranger. They just keep fucking arguing with him, and I don't see why they don't just gang up on him and kill him. He's not a focal point character right now. He's just an asshole. He's an antagonistic, he's an asshole. And if you took a shot anytime I mentioned it, or time that happens, you'd probably get liver poisoning in about halfway through the movie, honestly. And it just keeps killing a lot and a lot. Also, Dr. Ripper here kills just Rebecca. It's okay. It's boring, but it's gory, I guess. But it's still boring. And tame, considering what we saw earlier. And honestly, it's just... This probably should happen before that other one we had. But whatever. This is the actual turning point of the movie, where Blue Ranger forces himself onto our hero, but only is thwarted by her. And I fucking hate him. I hope he dies next, honestly. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. I can't sit here and make funny about a guy trying to sexually assault a woman. I can't do it. It's just it's beyond me. It's tasteless. It's tactless. It's terribly acted. I can't do it. I like this movie. I fucking like this movie. I can't do it. I can't do the scene. I always hated the scene. Even growing up, I hated the scene. And I'm wondering where this emotional scar is coming from, because I don't remember much about this movie, honestly, but I can't do it. I can't do it, you know? This isn't even like, oh, haha, funny breakdown. I'm not a Nissan, you know? I can't make funny about breakdown. I just can't fucking do this shit, you know? I'm trying to do this thing as much as possible, like cutting out his excuses about it needing to be this way because they're a horror film, and horror films have to have sex in them, I guess, and I fucking can't do it. This is like days later, you know? I'm sitting here editing the scene. I've tried to make a joke in here, and I can't make one. The script doesn't even have a good joke for it either. It's just not funny, you know? Let me get my composure here. So I know for my family, Devon's gonna come back, right? You know? He's gonna come back, right? He is. Pass me, take it away. Thankfully, our boy Devon's back and saves the day yet again. And Blues here gives his best YouTuber, I was in a dark place apology. He then leaves. We do get another moment between Megan and Devon where he provides her a wooden stake. A really tender moment between them because he actually treats her like a person and not a thing of meat. Blue Ranger fakes his own death, and as Devon decides to check it out, is confronted by Dr. Dre. much like with Megan, he tries to fuck with him by turning out the lights again and going on haunted house mode. But our boy Devon, using his commando skills earlier, sends Dr. Giggles into a rage as he kills him, meaning the game would be over. But sis, there's more.
Here comes a new challenger!
But that's when Blue Ranger activates his trap card, revealing that he forgot that people can't be killed when off screen. And unfortunately, Blue Ranger kills Devon. Megan reunites with Blue Ranger, unfortunately, who tries to tell her that they're over and they're alive. But Megan's killer senses tell her to be aware of evil man. But it's the way that he makes her feel, and it's the way that he treats her too. And it doesn't fucking work, as she knees him in the fucking dick and runs off. And for some reason, our main antagonist kind of just Gods of War's the redhead's head to her hip, and then uses the doctor's earpiece to try to hunt her down. But then he also reveals that he's the Bible doll killer, and he makes his way to her with the doctor's headpiece and try to hunt her down still. But why would you confess this even on live TV? It makes no sense. Well, they'll tell you why in a moment here, but it's kind of weird that this happened. It's kind of dumb. Especially because a cop could have killed you at the site of battle if you win, and they go, oops, accident. And here we are, the ultimate showdown, the ultimate destiny happens. After commercial break, that is. While on commercial happens, our main antagonist decides to confess that he's going to force himself on her, because technically it's legal, because they signed a contract, but despite this being a huge fucking monster, he somehow falls by the fact that they're not on TV, meaning the records that the recording are in fact not, legally binding, and, well, he can go to jail and be killed in jail for that. And she buys that, and when the commercial ends, she runs off, and as he runs off after her, Hideo Kojima Cambot interferes, knowing that he'll lose his job, and Dabu Die, our antagonist decides that he's going to commit suicide instead.
Oh well, I wasn't supposed to get out of here alive anyway. And when in Rome... Have fun with that money, you little bitch!
Harakiri.
And Megan, like I mentioned earlier, is the final girl. And she gets her final grandstand and tries to take down Slashers with the money, and gives Hideo a bit of chunk of change for it too, because he was a good boy. Boy, this movie sure is fucking interesting out of context. What I like about this movie, it was a cheesy B production film with good practical effects, and the plot was short enough to keep the pace, and it had some gore effects. Characters had interesting motivations, and I liked most of them other than Blue Ranger and Dr. Ripper. Honestly, I thought Devon should have lived at the end, honestly, too, but we need a heroic sacrifice, I guess, and he's also black in a horror film, so also just like that as well in a way, because, he had to die, I guess, for no good reason. Just elephant in the room here. So, this is a low-budget, 80s tape scene low-budget horror film. That's fine. But it handled reality show tropes that were in the 2000s, like the later 2000s, like Teen Mom and Jersey Shore, decade before it even comes out. It's just weird and interesting because the only reality show I can think of at the time here is, like, Real World Road Rules, and, like, that's really it. Maybe TRL, but, like, it's interesting to see this happen because, like, at what point did we guys say, what the fuck? Because, like, this is pre-Jersey Shore and Florida Bama Shore, fine. But, like, what was this calling out? There was no other real big movie or show at the time that was a reality show that I knowledge. Maybe Big Brother, but, like, I can't figure out what this is calling out. Because this isn't, like, the extremes of reality shows. It is, but, like, those shows weren't popular or really a major thing yet. They were more like a niche in a niche sort of thing. Like, what was this calling out? And I don't understand that. But anyways, it's really how this movie kind of ends here. It's okay. It's fine. But that's okay. What did I dislike about this film? The acting is really weird at some points here. A lot of times, even though the motivations make sense, what they're saying and what they're doing kind of are weird. For example, here, Blue Ranger taunts Samoa Joe here, but at the end, Samoa Joe has a better character death than Blue Ranger does. Meaning because he's a hero, not a villain, but at the same time, his acting stays consistent, unlike Blue Ranger's here, who goes from, I'm gonna kill you to, sorry, in 2 seconds. It's weird. At the same time, however, I don't like that they have an accent. I like that they have an accent, that's fine. I don't like that, I like that they have an accent. I don't like that accent just disappears and reappears randomly, like it's a fucking ninja. Which is ironic in Japan. But, like, at the same time there, it goes away pretty fast, and nothing really ruining, but it's just really jarring to see here. Also, I don't like that the girls have to lose their job, or by Dr. Ripper. I get he's angry, he lost his mask or whatever, but, like, it's not really need to happen twice. I get the first time, fine, but, like, it doesn't need to happen more than once to make a point. It just feels gratuitous and unnecessary, you know? Like, call me a feminist or whatever, but, like, why did he need to do that twice, you know? I don't know. You know, Marriage of Skeleton, I'm pretty sure as a child, this did some slight damage to me as a kid. But, you know, would I be here without it? Yeah, I guess you're right. Although, in the end, is it just me, but I kind of the China stand to dom me.